Good morning, everyone. Hope you had a restful night. This is Manna from Jen's Kitchen coming to you today. I hope that everyone's family is doing well. This might sound a little bit routinial, but it's actually not. Comes from a good place. But I just want you guys to know that I really do pray that everyone's well and your family's doing well. And if there's a member in your family that's not doing well on today, I do definitely would pray for them and encourage you to just be strong. And if you ever want me to, keep your family in prayer and share it with my church family, feel free to DM me at Manna from Jen's Kitchen on Instagram. That's Manna from Jen's Kitchen, MANNAFROMJENSKITCHEN at Manna from Jen's Kitchen. On Instagram, you could actually follow me there. And feel free to DM me, and just say, hey, pray for my mom, my friend, my neighbor, whatever it may be, pray for me. So I just encourage you guys to just be strong, and we look forward to 2021 for what it have in store. And I truly do thank God for 2020. Despite all that happened, I do thank Him. So let's get to what we're in here for today. So today I'm gonna be making a carrot cake. I have not had this in years. Years. I don't even know when to count it. I haven't had it in some years, and I actually got the feel of making it today. And I'm gonna have a little twist today to it. So follow me. What I do want to say to you now before we get to the end, when I put this in the oven, definitely I'm preheating my oven now at 350. So when I put it in the oven to bake, you will definitely want to see the end product, right? So guess what? Follow me on Instagram, Manna from Jen's Kitchen, and you will definitely see the end product. So I'm going to take you through the steps. I'm going to share the ingredients. And when it's finished, check me out on Instagram. You will see the end product to this carrot cake. So this is Jen's carrot cake. Manna from Jen's Kitchen carrot cake. Let's just abbreviate it. Jen's carrot cake on today. All right, so here we go. Let me share the ingredients with you. So we have 2.5 cups of flour. These are all the dry ingredients I want to share with you now. We have a teaspoon of cinnamon. I actually had them line up here so you can see them. We have a teaspoon of baking powder. We have a teaspoon of kosher salt. We have a half a teaspoon of allspice, Jamaican allspice. We have a teaspoon of, let me show you right here, a teaspoon of cardamom. Okay, a teaspoon of cardamom. This is actually a mixture of nutmeg and cinnamon and a few other ingredients in here. This is really great, guys. And this right here is half a teaspoon of baking powder. I actually said to you, this was flour actually needed for later. And this is the baking powder. All right. Now, over here, we have the shredded carrots. This is about 3 cups of carrots. We have about a half a cup of raisins. If you want to add more, that's up to you. My family may not be all that crazy about raisins, okay? This is like a secret ingredient. This is pumpkin. This is 2 tablespoons of pumpkin. This here is some flour for later. This is going to be used for the raisins. I'm going to have it in a separate bowl just to mix a little bit of flour in between it. Once it's added all into the ingredients, this keeps the raisins from sinking to the bottom, so it kind of level out into the carrot cake. All right, we got our eggs over here, wet ingredient. We have our eggs ready. Over here we have some vegetable oil, a cup of vegetable oil. We have a cup of brown sugar, and we have a half a cup of granulated sugar, white sugar, right? And I gotta correct something. So this is baking soda. This is baking powder. So this is a teaspoon of baking powder, and this is a half a teaspoon of baking soda. So I try to kind of line it all up here so you guys can see. And I'm also going to be adding a few drops of vanilla extract. Cannot go wrong with this. So love it sweet, so I've got to make sure it's all good. All right, so we're gonna get started. I'm actually gonna just kind of blend all the dry ingredients together. Then I'm gonna take care of the wet ingredients and then add that slow, and then add the dry slowly into the wet. All right, just follow me. Let's go. So I'm gonna wash my hands again for the sake of the camera. I did it before talking to you. I'm gonna do it again. And as you go, you do that. You wash your hands. All right. Hey, it's COVID-19, so we gotta play safe. All right. Let me get the paper towel. Alrighty, dry my hands, and then we are going to get started. So I like to have my mise en place all together, everything set up. Pretty much is preparation, right, for the dish. So I like to have it all laid out, all measured and ready to go. All the tools that I'm going to be using. I'm using the bundt pan today. And I'm going to put some frosting on it later. So like I said, if you want to see the end product, you got to get to my Instagram. I'm going to put this on my YouTube channel, but the end product is going to be on my Instagram. So check me out there later on. All right, let's get started. So we're going to add our flour. All right, no need for that. All right, and as we add it, we slowly kind of mix it all in, right? This is our baking soda. This is our kosher salt. Our baking powder. I don't want to leave the bowl for some reason. Here we go. All right. Our cinnamon. It's not even in the oven yet and smelling great. I intentionally didn't use nutmeg by itself because I figure if I'm using the cardamom, I am just gonna go with that and not, use nutmeg by itself. You might say the same thing. Well, why not do the same for the cinnamon? You can never have too much of that. All right. This is the Jamaican allspice. This is the cardamom. Cardamom. Oh, my accent is a lot deep. All right. So it smells good, and it's not even in the oven yet. All right. This is my workstation here. Get this all out the way. All right. So we got this good and going. All right. So now we want to mix our dry ingredients. Okay. And so I'm going to beat the eggs up a little. And then I'm going to slowly add in my sugar. This may not go as slow as I wanted to, but hey. All right. Get to mixing that up. You might say sugar is a wet ingredient. Think about it. Think about it. You let that bad boy sit on some heat. What do you think happened? Right? When I make my stewed chicken, I actually make my stewed chicken with sugar. I used brown years ago, and my mom actually taught me to use it with brown sugar. And then I learned, hey, I could use white sugar too. But it melts. It gets liquidy, right? If you look, you see what's happening here right now. So this is definitely a wet ingredient. I'm going to mix it in all there really, really good. All right, and I'm going to slowly add my oil. This is definitely a workout, guys. My arms hurt. I like using the smaller whisk for some reason. I have a better grip at it. Ever so often I will use the larger one. Can you see that? This is the sugar. The sugar, the eggs, the oil, right? Definitely wet ingredients, right? Mixed in really, really, really well, because in a few moments from now, we're going to begin to add the flour. Whew. Arms hurt. All right. We're going to slowly add it, right? You're going to slowly add it a little bit at a time. You might want to do a third at a time, right? You might say, here, Jen, is when you could use the bigger whisk. Yeah, that's probably true, but I'm okay with this. It works for me. You use what works for you, you know? I think it's the end product what matters. And the taste, right? End product, the taste. All right, now we're gonna add some more. Now, you don't necessarily have to just use this whisk. Some people use their cake machine and mixer. You know, growing up with my mom, you know, my mom, we didn't have a mixer. So my mom used, do everything with either a spoon. I don't even remember if she had a whisk. I think she just used everything with a spoon and a fork. Believe we had a blender, you know, but she used to make some awesome black cake, right? Awesome black cake, guys. I'm not a black cake person. I don't actually not, you know, I'm not a whole big fan of cake, but you know, I will make from time to time if need be. But my mom used to do that with her hands, her hand and the tools, you know. So, oh man, it was just crazy just watching her make this. Just a little bit more I have here, and I can get rid of that. Hold on to that. I've got a spatula here. I'm actually about to use my spatula and no longer use my whisk, because this workout right here, see what's happening? It gets all tangled up in here and more will work. So I'm just going to get rid of that now and just use this to mix. All right, so now I'm going to add in my pumpkin. This is 2 tablespoons of pumpkin. Mix it up in there really well. Make sure it gets in there. Such a workout, guys. My arms are hurting. But it's fun. It's fun. You know what? One of my favorite things I love to see happening with cooking is how everything just transforms. You know, the science. This is the science of this work, you know. See how it transforms. I used to be not a fan of science, pretty much. But being in the kitchen is science. Being in the kitchen is definitely science. So let me get the raisins together. So what I'm going to do is just add a little bit. You just want to coat the raisins a little bit with the flour, right? This kind of just helps it, like I said, to not sink to the bottom. You don't need a whole lot of it, just enough to coat it. Make sure it's all nice and covered. I didn't even need all of that, right? So, and because I'm not using a lot of raisins too, so just a little of it. Just make sure it's coated really well. All right. So I'm gonna add that in there. Okay. All right. You just stir really gently. And the main attraction is coming in here next. And that is the carrots, guys. 2.5 cups. I actually use like 4 medium-sized carrots to get 2.5 cups of shredded carrots. Exactly. That was a lot accurate for me. There is one other thing missing, but I'm saving it for last, and that is the vanilla extract to add in. All right, so that's all of the carrots, and we can nicely blend that in there. I'm gonna get my vanilla extract in there. Probably put about a tablespoon here, but I love the flavor vanilla extract give to dishes that can use it. Actually, not for every dish, of course, but I just love the flavor it gives. All right. I don't need to keep mixing up anymore. That is a very good mixture I have here. And so I am going to spray my pan. Just because I just don't trust it. You know, my daughter told me, you don't have to spray, but hey. I spray because sometimes I don't trust it because I do not want it to stick. Maybe I'll learn something in my classes. What's the best way for me to go? But for right now, this is what I'm doing. All right. So I'm going to add it. I know, may not be going fast enough for you, huh? But I just want to take my time and I actually want to get it all out. It smells so good. All right, let me put this over here. Wash my hands off a bit. Let's get the edge of that there. All right. Okay. Love this little purple guy right here. Helps me to get all these off. Okay. All right. I actually love this bun pan, and I have never made the carrot cake in this type of pan before, so I am interested to see what happens. And also Later on, I'll share with you. I'm gonna be putting some frosting on, so we get to see what happens. I know I probably don't have to get this, but I just don't like this on top of here. Perfect. All right, so we are about to put this in the oven. I would like to say to you for about 40 minutes or so. About 40 minutes. Again, my stove oven is electric, so it might work different for some of you guys, but just check it. You guys know, take the toothpick and you stick it just to make sure nothing comes on the toothpick, just to make sure it's good in the middle. You can do that way to the test to make sure it's good. And so I'm going to put it in the oven. We're going to see what happens. This is it, guys. This is our mixture all together. Science, right? Remember all those ingredients. You see what happened to them? No idea. If someone was to ask me to guess, I would have to guess really hard what's in all of this, right? But all these ingredients are in here now, and it has like a liquid thick form, right? So later on, I will have the outcome. But if you want to see the outcome, you need to check me out on Instagram, Manna from Jen's Kitchen. Follow me if need be. Hey, and see what happens. I am also in culinary school, so I'm learning some new tips and tricks, and I have awesome chefs that's coaching myself and my peers. And I'm so humbled to be in their presence for the gifts and talents that they have, that they are pouring into me and into my peers. And so next semester, I'm supposed to be going into baking. So I'm actually practicing now to get ready for it, right? So I'm excited. I'm excited to share with you. And I'm excited to learn. And hey, you can give me some tips too, because I do not know everything, right? So I can learn from you. You learn from me. But remember what I always say, guys, in the learning, is sharing that love, right? So that's all part of that learning. So I have a love for cooking, a love for being in the kitchen. And if I could share with you, every time I'm in this kitchen, I think about my dad. I think about my mom. I keep my dad's recipe book real close to me in the kitchen. And I think about my mom. My mom is big on cleaning and how you clean as you go and clean when you're finished totally, before you sit to eat. And my dad just would be in that kitchen. Yeah, he was the messy one. He was the messy cook, but his food was great. So I think about them, and I think about their love, and how they were when they were in the kitchen. And so who would have ever thought that this would be me? But I'm excited and I'm humble and I cherish it, and I pray that it passes down to my children and my grandchildren, So, hey, what is your gift? What are your talents? What is it? Get involved with it. What is it your parents are doing that maybe you have a love for? I'm not doing it just because my parents did, because that means I could have been doing this years ago, right? Just this year, it's just like boom. And it all just happened. And my husband said to me, it's a natural thing with you. You love cooking anyway, and the more I dig deep and start to unfold like what this is really all about, I'm getting to find that all out. Right. So guys, enough of me running my mouth. I just wanted to share a little bit about me to you. Once again, I love you guys, and don't say I don't know you, so how you love me. I do. I love you guys. I care about you, and I do pray that all is well with you and your family. Be good and be great in 2021. Love you guys. Follow me, Manna from Jen's Kitchen, on Instagram to see the outcome of our carrot cake. Jen's carrot cake. See you then.